Hi, I'd like to spend the next few minutes talking with you about a theory known as holacracy, and specifically a case study in which a CFO has to determine whether he should encourage his organization to move forward with the holacracy model or fight against it. In his July the 2nd, 2015 TED Talk, Brian Robertson, a business entrepreneur who is known as the founder of Holacracy, describes the theory to us in a way in which we can have a structure for order without having forced authorities in place. Furthermore, Holacracy includes dynamic, purposeful roles and the autonomy of the individuals within those roles to execute the task however they deem fit in order to achieve the desired goals. Individuals are the leader in this model, with true authority distributed across the board equally. Holacracy also consists of self-governance, in which every team asks that members routinely weigh in and share feedback on what changes need to occur in order to progress and continually improve. Change in this model is constant and driven by all. With Holacracy, there is a clear, transparent set of rules that all individuals must follow. This eliminates the need to gain buy-in and consensus from senior leaders, for example. The rules that are in place follow a constitutional rule system. Everyone is bound to the rules, including the CEO and other executive members of an organization who must cede their power. Any decision can be made as long as there are no rules being violated. While there were some theories and frameworks similar to Holacracy being proposed, it was the creation of Tyranny software in 2001 that was able to fit all the puzzle pieces together. The organization was founded by Robertson with the intent to specifically experiment with more democratic ways to manage organizations, which Tyranny software eventually did in 2007 with the birth of modern Holacracy. In the case study of Is Holacracy for Us?, the CFO is faced with the difficult decision of agreeing and getting on the bandwagon with his friend and CEO who wants to move forward with a shift to Holacracy for their global construction company, or opposing his friend's idea and ensuring he is mitigating potential risk and loss to the business. The large international firm operates in multiple countries and already exhibits quite a bit of autonomy to its many acquired subsidiaries. The company has given a generous amount of leeway already to the subsidiaries, including a 5-year window for the smaller ones to keep their name, leadership teams, practices, and policies. Part of the CFO's concern and hesitancy stems from a previous scandal in the organization that consisted of fraud extended over a multi-year period. The scandal significantly damaged the reputation of the company in the country and region in which it occurred. As part of their risk mitigation plan following the scandal, the CFO and others were diligent in putting audit policies and procedures into place. As such, the thought of giving accountability and autonomy down at the group level feels quite unsettling to the CFO, and understandably so. Based on my research on Holacracy and how it's been implemented to date amongst businesses, I would encourage the CFO to fight the CEO and other board members on the Holacracy initiative for their company. While I recognize there are components of the theory that seem positive, such as innovation and continuous improvement, ultimately it may be best to focus on certain elements of self-organization as opposed to the more widespread, systematic approach. According to Hansen, there are currently hundreds of companies using Holacracy as a relatively new system of organizational governance, with Zappos being the one most well-known in the media. Zappos CEO, Tony Hsieh, has been very candid about the challenges his company has faced. While Zappos doesn't appear to be struggling financially, with an estimated annual revenue of $2 billion as of 2018, it was clear that not all employees were on board and satisfied with the model they had chosen to adopt. 3 years into the initiative in 2015, severance packages were offered to those who desired to leave the organization. 18% of the Zappos employees chose to take the severance package and part ways with the company. Several drawbacks to the model include too much time spent on self-management, which allows less time for programmatic work. The challenge employees have in learning how to operate within the system, and the fact that so many roles and responsibilities make coordination and prioritizing difficult. The steep learning curve amongst the employees appear to be one of the most commonly cited trends that occur within this model. I believe the CFO in this scenario can maintain his friendship and appease the CEO by indicating that certain elements of Holacracy should be researched and discussed further by the board for potential implementation. He, along with several of the other key leaders who are generally opposed to the Holacracy approach, can create a best of both worlds situation where they do maintain some sense of autonomy and control in the workplace through policies and procedures, but also value employee feedback and the need for continuous improvement that will ultimately lead to growth. This can be done through implementing closed loops feedback, encouraging cross-functional teams as appropriate for short-term projects, and establishing career paths that enable learning and growth opportunities for both individual contributors as well as management.